color neutral. How exactly do you do it? Hey everyone, it's Rafi here, and today I'll be giving you guys my 5 best tips on how to become color neutral on 3x3. Also, I brought a new microphone that clips onto me, so let me know if you see a difference in audio quality. I'll be interested to know. Well, I hope it's better, and let's get into the video. Firstly, let's get into why a cuber may want to become color neutral. Well, some reasons can be it gives you an easier scramble, easier cross, or it can also become a little bit easier to plan cross and first F2L pair in inspection, and there are so much more to it. What made me decide to become color neutral is because I was trying to get sub 10 and I wouldn't be able to do so unless I could plan my cross and first F2L pair in inspection. So what I did is I became color neutral, and now I can see all my cross +1 in almost all of my solves now, which is fantastic. And there are so much more reasons to become color neutral, but it's really up to you if you decide to become color neutral. But if you do decide to become color neutral, that's great, because in this video I will be giving you guys my 5 best tips on how to become color neutral on 3x3. Tip 1 is to find a way to practice, and usually there are about 2 ways to practice becoming color neutral. One way is to just become color neutral. Now to me, I find this to be a kind of frustrating way, because sometimes it can be a little bit demotivating and hard to practice when you're focusing on more colors at a time, which is why you may want to do what I did, which was to practice a certain color each day. So I would spend about a few days doing red, a few days doing orange, and a few days doing just yellow. And I would have continued to do this just to get myself used to the colors. Just find the easier way of becoming color neutral and continue to use that method. My second tip is to practice look ahead. Now remember, when you're trying to become color neutral, it's very important that you improve on your look ahead, because just think about it when you first learned how to do F2L. When you first learned F2L, it might have been a little bit unfamiliar to you, and the cases you've been given on the cube you might not already see straight away. So this is like the same when becoming color neutral. When becoming color neutral, your mind just can't adjust to the other colors, and therefore you have to look at the pieces and try to find where it should be before you actually go into it. And this includes pausing, not knowing what to do, and this really slows down your solves when being color neutral. So the way to improve on this is just simple look ahead strategies, such as slow solves, concentrating on other F2L pairs, or even metronome practice. The importance of improving look ahead will just massively help you to improve your color neutral solves. So when you're sitting down with the cube and you just can't find a way to look ahead, just make sure to try these basic look ahead practice techniques, and they may not improve your times at first, but just don't worry about your times and focus on the main look ahead fundamentals. And this can bring me on to tip 3, which is to don't give up. And the reason why I'm saying this is because being color neutral takes time. Like, I've had so many times in the past where I've made a little attempt to become color neutral, but I never actually did, because like a week later I would have just stopped doing it because I didn't see the point of doing it. But being color neutral, it's not hard, it just takes a little bit of time to accomplish. It's just getting your brain used to it, but keep practicing, you can do it. And that also brings me on to my 4th tip, which is to not worry about your times. It's so easy to just look at your times and get quite demotivated by seeing, oh yeah, my times are a lot slower. I averaged between 20-30 seconds when I became color neutral, and I was so inconsistent. Sometimes I was getting way above 30 seconds, and just for reference, I averaged around 11 seconds on 3x3 at the time. It does take a little bit more time to get the times back to like where they usually are, but they will come back to the actual times. It just takes a little bit of practice and consistency. And finally, tip 5, I've kind of already gone through this a little bit, and that's to keep practicing. If you're interested in how much time it took me to become color neutral, it took me about 1 or 2 months to get used to the colors, but it wasn't until almost an entire year after that until my other colors pretty much caught up. But now I'm fully color neutral, I'm able to see any cross color and be able to do it. I'm not trying to discourage any of you by saying how long it takes to become color neutral, because becoming color neutral wasn't really much of a hard experience. It was mostly to do with the amount of practice I had to put in, and it was getting me used to the brain of a color neutral solver, which can only come with practice. Now remember, you don't actually have to be color neutral to be fast at 3x3. Or should I have said that at the beginning of the video? Because there are still so many extremely fast speed cubers who are not even color neutral. But the reason why I decided to be color neutral is pretty much because I wanted to. I did it to make it easier for myself to plan cross plus one in inspection, and the reason can be different for anyone. But just make sure that you realize that color neutrality is definitely not essential, and you can still be a really fast SpeedyGoneCuber without it. Now, thank you all so much for watching this video. If you enjoyed, please let me know in the comments. Also, if you haven't already, please consider subscribing and turning on notifications, as according to YouTube, about a little less than 80% of the people that watch me are not even subscribed. And I know we can do a lot better than that, so I highly recommend that you consider subscribing if you haven't already. And also, we're getting very, very close to 500 subscribers now, and I'm so excited for once we can achieve that. Thank you all for watching, and I will see you all in the next one. Happy cubing!